All right, now let's switch up and do the joins file. So we're going to get a new fresh sheet and we are going to go ahead and take a look at a joins file. Okay, so here's our problem that we have. We have, same as last time, we have 3 pages. We're only going to use 2. And we have a Ryan Howard temporary hired without an ID on one data set. On the workforce, we do have Ryan Howard. And we have his demographics, and he has an ID. So how do we join these two together? So when we open up Tableau, again, it's going to try and put IDs together, but Ryan Howard's going to go missing if we do an inner join because his ID won't match. There won't be an ID to match on job title. So let's go ahead and open up Tableau and kind of visually walk through this. So we're going to open up a new data source, Excel, find our joins file, and I'll show you how to put these two together. So let's do our workforce. Same as last time, we're going to open it up, and then we're going to do our job title. Okay, so we have no Ryan Howard. It's a very small data set. We can see very clearly that he's not there. Why is he not there? Because they're trying to match IDs, employee IDs, but he doesn't have one in job title. So you can see here in workforce, he has one. If we do a left join, it's going to show for sure everything from workforce. And so you can see that he has one. But we're not seeing anything matching for job title. I don't see his job title here. You see it's null. Okay, so how do we join these two together? So we can do a full outer. That'll be one way of doing it. But now we've got a Ryan Howard with a bunch of nulls, and then we have another Ryan Howard with an ID. So what we're going to do is just like the last time, we're going to go to inner, and we know that his name is on both lists. We're going to do name of employee, employee name, doesn't matter that it doesn't match because we're inputting it manually. And if we look down, there we have it. We have Ryan Howard from workforce with his ID, and then it's null on job title, but it doesn't matter because we already have him. So instead of having a duplicate, now we finally have his ID, we have his job title, we have all his information, just like everyone else, because we manually pulled from the right column on Excel. And there you go. That's how you do joins. Pretty easy. Obviously, this gets a lot more complicated because you can pull in salary here, and then that'll branch off, and then you got to figure out which one here, and then you can add like another 10 down the line. I mean, you can make a real mess, but this is just like the basic concept. All right, now let's do the next one. Okay, so now we're going to switch to Power BI. So we can close these down. We don't need these. We don't need this. And let's go ahead and open this up. Power BI. Let's do a blank report. I'll pull from Excel again. And let's see, which one do I want to do? Let's do drill down. Grab all of these, load it up. So drill down is basically, instead of having to make multiple different visualizations, you can just make a visualization inside of a visualization. It makes it a lot easier and a lot less messy than trying to cram it all up one or making multiple. So let's grab store product. What else do we want? Is it price? Now we can put this in. It's my legend. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Fucked up now. Fuck! Fuck! I fucked up. Store product price, and then I guess we could put store into our legend. Can I get this? This is a chart. Let's do focus mode so we can actually see. There we go. Okay. So we got store product. It should be here. And let's drill up. Okay. All right. So this is a good start. So this is store data, different prices of different products, and if you aggregate all the products. So in other words, if you did all your shopping at Target, it would be the most expensive at $374. Some products are cheaper at Target, but as a whole, if you did all your shopping at Target in this data set, Target would be the most expensive, and then Walmart, and then Costco for the win. So drill down is basically, I have this in my visualization. Let's say this is part of a dashboard, but I really want to focus on this data. Like, what is costing more expensive? I can just hit this drill down button, go into Costco, and it'll show me the different prices of each product itemized. And you can put labels on these so it makes it easier for you. And then you can very easily go back up. And then you can drill down something else. So this would be it's like a visualization inside of a visualization. So this is just an easier way to see things. And now you can go down to the next level of hierarchy. You can see in my x-axis, I added store and product. So this is store. You can see at the bottom here it says store. If I go down the next level of hierarchy, it's just going to pop down to product. Okay, so now we're looking at product. Walmart is orange. We've got Target, dark blue, Costco light blue. And the last way we can do this is expand all down. So this is, instead of having them stacked on top of each other, you can see it lined up for each product. So you can see this is a little bit too condensed. Okay, so this is just a basic drill down. Probably a more practical way of using all of these would be, let's see, all right. Now that does that for Tableau. Let's go ahead and switch over to Power BI, and we're going to do drill downs real quick. And then the last one is going to be conditional formatting, and we're done. So we're going to use store data, different data set here. I'll show you what it looks like. It has product IDs, it has prices, all kinds of good stuff. And looking at product IDs is a big one. That's I think that's popular with pretty much every business, right? Product ID. So here we go. We got the customer ID, we have the product ID, we have their order ID, all kinds of great stuff. Let's go ahead and load this up. And so drill down is basically just putting different layers in your visualization. And so instead of having to make multiple visualizations or cram them all into a dashboard, you can just hit a button and then see a different layer to it. So let's go to purchase tracker. We're going to want store. We're going to want the product. And we're going to want the price. And let's do it like this. Let's go ahead and I don't want that as a legend. I want that here. And I want the store as a legend. Okay. Do focus mode. Okay, so if you did all your shopping at these stores, some prices, depending on the product, they'll be higher, they'll be lower, but as aggregate, it looks like Target is the villain. Target is the most expensive. And we've got Costco for the win, which is slightly unfair because of the membership, right? But that's just the state data set. So what if you wanted to actually look at what product is cheaper depending on what store? So if you look in the x-axis, we put product under store. So if we drill down, it just goes to product instead of store. So let's visualize that. Hit Costco. Now we have it itemized, the prices of each product. And you want to say, oh, well, I want to compare, bottled water with bottled water. How am I going to do that? Well, you go down to the next level of hierarchy. This is one way of doing it. Having it stacked like this, probably not the greatest, but you can look. Dried beans 90, and then it's 100 at Target, and then it's 95 at Walmart. Or another way of doing that is you can just go down the next level in hierarchy, and then you could compare it this way. I suppose if you're hovering over it like that with your mouse, probably next level of hierarchy, because then you just get tomatoes against tomatoes, rope against rope, and you just kind of hover over it. So that's all the drill down is. You have your visualization like this, and you say, hey, you know what? That's great, but can we see like a little bit more specific? Can we get down to the actual product prices? Yes, we can. So there's that one, and then product ID is probably everybody's favorite order ID. So let's grab our customer and make this one. Oh, didn't mean to get rid of our last visualization. Customer, make this sideways, and then we're gonna want probably order ID, throw that in the x-axis, and then actually we'll put that here, and then we'll do units sold. Okay, there we go. And then we want a legend because everybody loves colors. Voila. Let's go to focus mode so we can actually see what we're doing. Okay. So what if you say, okay, I see how many products are sold, but I actually want to see what is the order ID. And if you want to see what product's selling the most by order ID, or you can do that by revenue too, or profit. I mean, you can do it a million different ways, but the same thing. You just grab your drill down button, you hit the Whole Foods. Now you know that order 7616 is the big seller, 78 units, right? You can go all the way down, and I could do this by price. I could do this by a million different methods. And then you could drill up. Next level of hierarchy too. Not always looking great, but usually people would do this just for looking at order IDs. You just drill down Walmart, how many, 4267s have sold. And then a lot of people would want to do this by price and stuff too. So that's all drill down is, pretty basic. And now we're off to the last one. So I'm just going to cut out for a second. We're going to come back with conditional formatting. All right, back again. And now let's just knock out the last one. This one's kind of the, I guess, the goofiest or maybe the most niche. It can be useful to get visual representations, but this one's probably the most lighthearted of all the videos, all the chapters that I did. So we can just get store and sales. Let's do price, revenue, units sold, and maybe product name. Okay. And so we have our product name, we have our units sold, we've got all this good stuff. And so conditional formatting is pretty simple. You just go right click your columns here, you can go to conditional formatting, and let's do background color. And we're basically going to make it gradient. And now, right now, it kind of seems arbitrary, but you can set this up to custom values. So it'll come more clear here in a second. let me just pull it up so because you'll know what it is when you see it. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, so here's the prices, and as they get higher, it gets more red. Now, this is arbitrary right now, but you could set it to whatever you want. So you could say, hey, anything between 0 and 20 will be green, and then it'll just change to yellow as soon as it hits above 20, and then after 60, like you can go in and customize uh, what those formats are, what those values are. We also have icons. So here's the if value, and you can put whatever number here you want. These triangles are these triangles and diamonds, so they're kind of funny to look at. I don't use this one very often, but you can see here that our weatherproof jackets are just selling, you know, unbelievable masses. It's like all of our money is coming from these weatherproof jackets. And so you can do it with the triangle, you can do it with the gradients, you can also do the bars. So let's do sum of units sold. The data bars are okay. We can do the data bars. Okay, so data bars, we are going to do left or right is fine. Lowest, let's do a green bar. So there you go. So this is just conditional formatting. It conditions what visualization you're going to see based off whatever data that you want to use. And yeah, this can be useful to kind of visualize, like we were doing with the beds before in the Airbnb, how many uh, units of a certain number of beds are in this zip code, and you can kind of see the bar, and it just kind of helps you visualize rather than just using these numbers because you don't know if like is 13,000 good, is 969 bad. Well, you can set up conditional formats and edit. You can edit here and put what you want that's good and what's bad, and it'll just make it easier to digest. You can do it with like the history of your sales to know, hey, this quarter we didn't do as good as last quarter. Put a little red diamond on there. So lots of cool stuff you can do. So that's it for Power BI and Tableau. And again, lots more things that we could do with SQL and DAX queries, Power Queries. Here's the DAX right here. So you know what that is. It's just kind of like it's almost like formulas with Excel you can put in. But yeah, that's it for now. Appreciate it. If you want to get in contact, you can do it on my LinkedIn. You can do it on my Substack. Text me, call me, emails, and yeah, appreciate it.